Hi, I'm Chris, you're watching Park Pass, and today I'm going to do one secret of every single attraction here at Disney California Adventure. Every single attraction. I'll at least do one secret about every attraction. Let's do this. So I'm right here in Buena Vista Street, and you see the very first one coming up is the red trolley. I'm going to do a whole new video on this red trolley because they're going to, oh, that lady doesn't realize that trolley's coming behind her. The red trolley, whoa, there she goes. I'm going to talk about this red trolley here because they're going to be getting rid of it, guys. And we need to talk about what's happening with this trolley because there's some cool secrets about it. Let me show you something right here as we get to the front. I'll show you one of the secrets. There are two red trolleys that operate. This one's the 717. There's also a 623. Now the 717, that stands for July 17th, 1955. It's when Disneyland first opened up. Right? And then the other one stands for 623, stands for June 623, stands June 1923 is when Walt Disney moved to California. So there's a little secret there about the red trolley. By the way, this is they got a little cable up there. It's not actually, those cables aren't electric. It's just for show. We're gonna walk down here and go down to every single land and do every attraction, one secret about every attraction. They did announce that they're going to be closing the red trolley and they're going to get rid of it, which makes you wonder, are they going to get rid of the track or will they keep the track as a remembrance of the red trolley? I think they'll probably pull it. I think they're going to pull the track, but that's just my thoughts. You never know. Sometimes Disney leaves things there, but I think if they're not going to have it, they'll pull the track and just pave the whole road, which it's been a little sad because I actually liked the red trolley. We have to find the other car. So we found the one that was the 717, but I need to show you something here. There's a mistake, guys. There's an absolute mistake. So if you look right here, okay, hang on. There's a placard, and this placard says it was July 1923, but the red trolley says it was actually June 1923. So I'm not sure what month he came to California. All right, so we're gonna walk down here, going to Hollywood area. And I'll show you a little secret about Monsters, Inc. And then we'll head into, I think, Avengers Campus and Cars Land. And I don't know, we're trying to just try to make a good walking path of all of it. Now, the red trolley is up here. And back in the day, it's how people got around, was using these red trolleys. And they had the 6 line and the 7 line. So they have the different lines here. And this one coming here, this should be, if they have both of them running, should be the 623. And the other one was the 717. It is a 623. I'll show you when I get up there. Of course, they said that the 623 goes for June 1923 when Walt Disney came to California, but it's unclear because the placard says he came in July, which would have been, so we're in a 723. So the little 5 and dime car is passing along. And then we can see right up here, the Buena Vista. And here it is. I'm gonna show you this. The conductor's just standing right there in front of it, but I just want to take a look at it. All right. There you can see right there, it says 623. Supposed to be when Walt Disney came to California. Love this attraction. All right, so now I'm gonna walk into Hollywood Studios. And well, actually, I guess we should talk about Mickey's PhilharMagic real quickly. That's an attraction. So let's go talk about that. This is Mickey's PhilharMagic. You go in there and watch a movie. Now, something kind of interesting, and a lot of people don't know, is at one point, as a kind of a sing-along, at one point, Donald is doing the Be Our Guest number. And when he's doing that number, they have food that hops in front of him. And one of the food items that hops in front of him is apple pie. And they pump in apple smells at that moment. So you can smell the apple. So take a big whiff when you see the apple pie and smell apple essence. Okay, we're walking back here for Hollywood Studios and take us right back here to the Monsters, Inc. Mike and Sully to the rescue. This is a really interesting attraction because this was one of the first attractions to ever do this. The original attraction was the Hollywood Superstar Limo. It's a Superstar Limo. And it was not a very good attraction. People did not like it. It didn't even run for a year. It only ran for about 11 months. They ended up shuttering it. It stayed closed for like 3 months. And eventually they came in and they re-skinned it. And this is one of the first attractions to ever do that. They just took everything and rethemed it for Monsters Inc. They used the same cars, the cars that you get in the taxis were actually the limos that you used. And all of this here, even the facade of the front, this used to be like, that part up there was the Golden Gate Bridge and all that. It was all about California. And they just rethemed it to be Monsters Inc. Same track layout, everything was just repurposed. First time that Disney really had ever done that, it just reskinned an attraction and made a new one. Also, interesting thing here about this attraction, the wait line was never more than about 10 minutes. But two things happened. The first was that Disney did the Monsters at Work on Disney Plus, revitalized it, and also when they added the was it the Lightning Lane Pass, I guess? Now the lines, because of that, those two things, the line's always long, always long. Right now it's a 60-minute wait. And if you look on the outside, you can see George right up there, and he's got the sock on it. That's for $23.19. Now I've heard this, and I don't know if it's, hi, how are you? Okay, so there's George up there with the white sock, and he's got what they call a $23.19. Now, I've heard this, and I don't know if it's true, but the 23rd letter in the alphabet is W, and the 19th letter is S. So that stands for white sock. So they say 2319, it means we got a white sock, we got a white sock. I don't know, but I like that thought. All right, let's continue on. Let's head this way, go into Avengers Campus. All right, we're gonna walk into Avengers Campus, which there's a few attractions in there we gotta talk about. Now, right here is the Hyperion Theater. It is not currently being used right now, but that's where they used to have like Frozen and the Aladdin show. But we're gonna walk right down here and take a look at the attractions here in Avengers Campus. Now, every attraction, I'll try to do a little bit of history, or at least one secret or one fact about every attraction. Some of them will be a little more obvious and some will be a little less obvious. The one I'm going to do here at Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm going to say is probably more into the median area, maybe. I don't really know. But we're going to talk about the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's an amazing attraction, super fun. Actually, it falls down faster than gravity. When it drops you, they pull it down, make that thrill of going down feel even faster than gravity, which is kind of cool. But let's take a look over here at the paw prints of Rocket. Of course, everybody knows this one, I think. But you see the Tiffany collection, first time on display, Guardians of the Galaxy. But you'll notice that Rocket has taken all the letters off and changed that to Mission, right there, Breakout. Written in red ink, and you can see the little paw prints of Rocket. Now, inside the attraction, when you go inside the attraction, if you look carefully, you can see there's a big bucket of red paint. And you see where Rocket escaped, and he went through the bucket of red paint. This is the line for the Mission Breakout. But if you look up here, what do you see? You see the vent that Rocket came out of. It's broken out, but if you look real carefully, you can see the red paint. You can see that he climbed down the wall, the pipe. Escaped right through there. Rocket. And then came right there, and they walked right over that wall there. You can see the red paint on the wall where he climbed over to get that sign. When they announced that they were going to turn this into Guardians of the Galaxy and take out Twilight Zone, I was a little nervous because I love the Twilight Zone attraction, but this one is so good. All right, we're continuing on through here, going by Pim's Test Kitchen. Beautiful Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's go in here into the Avengers Campus. All right, so the next attraction you take a look at is Web Slingers. This is the Spider-Man attraction. All right, so we're gonna go inside here real quickly to show you this this little Easter egg. Now, in the comic books in Marvel World, there's a character named Squirrel Girl, and her whole shtick is she never loses. And what happens in the comic books, you see her like against fighting some demon or some baddie, and it's like insurmountable odds, and you flip the page and like she's just won, and she's like sitting there drinking milkshake. She says, yeah, I won. She never ever loses. Squirrel Girl never ever loses. It's kind of like her little joke thing. And so I want to show you a little nod to that here at Web Slingers. Okay, so right here is the very entrance. You can see this is where the students have stored their bikes. This bike here is Squirrel Girls, right? And what does it say? Unbeatable. Because she never loses. And it's got little nuts on it because she's a squirrel girl. Crazy. I love that they have that. Yeah, Squirrel Girl. She never loses. She's unbeatable. I love that they have that. Okay, now we're gonna leave Avengers Campus. I'm gonna walk into Cars Land. Let's go talk about Cars Land. Do some facts and secrets about the attractions in Cars Land. And exiting the Avengers Campus. Oh, there's Doctor Strange right there. It's looking very good. And we're gonna exit right here and go into Cars Land. Beautiful, beautiful land. By the way, Cars Land is fantastic. I love it, and I think it's really one of the best most attractive lands that Disney's ever done. But I also think it's caused some problems for Disney. It was so good that Disney's tried to replicate it, right? They tried to do like Star Wars Land and Avengers Campus. The problem I see with doing something like that is Cars Land is now pigeonholed. What else can you do? It's not like a generic land like Fantasyland or Tomorrowland. Adventureland, where they could just keep putting new attractions in there if they wanted to. But here it has to be a Cars attraction, and Adventures Campus it'd have to be a Marvel attraction. All right, so right over here you've got Luigi's. Here you go, the Rollickin' Roadsters. Now see that pink, that little car right there, that one that's orange right here, right there. That car is very important. So whenever they do a little dance. Sometimes a car in the front will, sometimes they'll have a car in the middle, will dance, and the cars will dance around the one car in the middle. This is the car. If you ever want to be in the middle, you're gonna exit out, and come right here. So you see it's 0118, this orange car right now, the kind of coral car. That one should dance in the center. So if you ever want to be the center of attention, that's the car that you're gonna try to get to have that experience. But it really doesn't matter because it's fun no matter which car you're in. All right, so now they're dancing. You see the cars are out there dancing, and they can have various amounts of cars. You can see there's some empty spots, but they're dancing around and having a good time, and we're gonna wait and see which car is gonna get the center. All right, so there's that car right there in the center. See it right there? She's dancing in the center, that one, the 0118. It's dancing in the center. So if you ever want to be in the center and have the center dance, this is the spot right there. That's where they charge, by the way. So, and it's not always the same car. So that car is gonna end up in a different spot, and then a new car will be parked right here. So you see that there they are dancing in the center. So kind of a fun little secret about this attraction. It's a fun little attraction. Yeah, I love it. They are dancing, they're having a good time here. It's what they do. They just enjoy themselves and they dance like nobody's watching, because you know what? Nobody's watching, guys. Just enjoy it. That's how life should be. There they are spinning. And there's different dances. I think there's 5 different songs, and each song has a different dance. Okay, so now this light blue car that just parked right there, that will be the car that's gonna dance in the center in the next dance. Cool, huh? I love it. All right, so now we're gonna go down to, each attraction has tons of secrets and facts about it. I'm just trying to give you 1 or 2 on each attraction here at Disney California Adventure. It's a lot of fun. So let's go down to Radiator Racers. Oh, I always have a hard time saying that. Cars Ride. Here we are at this Radiator Racers. I have a hard time with this. I always say it wrong. It's what is it called? It's Radiator Springs Racers. So this, at the time when it was created, was the most expensive attraction ever created for a Disney park. $200 million. Very expensive, but it is an amazing attraction. If not, is it better than Rise? I don't know. But I will say this, that it's the only ride here in all, or attraction here in all of Disney California Adventure, that's you can pay just to skip the line. So you have the lightning lane, whatever they call it, the multi-pass lane. That doesn't work for this attraction. If you want to ride this attraction and skip the line, you have to pay separate. They do that at Rise Resistance in Disneyland, and here they do Cars. Real tires, and they have to change the tires. I think it's every 15,000 miles. They change the tires in the cars, and they treat the cars just like real cars. And They all have little different license plates, and they're awesome. They're very fun. It's a very interactive attraction. We're gonna walk over here so you can see the cars kind of race. Now, you do race, right? You race, the cars do race, and there is no trick to it. You never know if you're gonna win or lose. It's computer chosen. So some people always say, oh, if you go to the left or the right, no, or like it doesn't matter. It races every time. It's computer generated. You never know. Cameraman Greg one time rode this. I think he rode it like 15 times in a row and never won. It was awesome. We would always tease him, like, never go with Greg because he's never gonna win. But yeah, it's just random. You never know who's going to win. And but it doesn't matter because at the end of the race, he tells you, like, we got friendship. Here they come. There they go. Okay, now we gotta go back down the middle of Radiator Springs to see the Tomato Junkyard Jamboree. It's Halloween time, so during Halloween time, they change the songs at Tomato's Junkyard Jamboree. So the secret that I'm gonna tell you isn't gonna apply during the Halloween season, but any other time of the year, it applies. All right, guys, right over here, we got the Tomato Junkyard Jamboree. Now, during the normal year, it has 6 different songs that it's supposed to go through. They're recording 6 different songs. And Larry, the cable guy, he does the voice for Tomato, and they were having him sing the songs, right? Well, one time when the song started, he just drew a blank and couldn't remember what the song was. So he just started going, dadgum, 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 for the whole song. And it was just kind of like a joke. He did it like as a joke, but they recorded the whole song. At the end, they liked it so much that now they have 7 songs, and one of them is the dadgum song, where it's just him going dadgum. And that's every time I ride this attraction, I always hope to get that song because it's awesome. I just met this family from Mexico, and they were talking. They're like, oh my gosh, we saw your video where you went and saw the luchadors, and they're like, we were cheering. It was for Kukulkan, and I was like, oh my gosh, which reminds me. We are doing a Provost Park Pass cruise ship. We're doing it June 15th of 2025. We have 4 cabins left. And once those are sold, we're not doing any more. If you want to go on that with us, call 1-855-GETAWAY. You have to call, though. You can't use the link. Call 1-855-GETAWAY, and you get all the details about the cruise. And you can put a deposit down, and you don't have to have it paid off until next year. So it's going to be so much fun. We're going to be doing Provost Park Pass giveaways, and we're hanging out with other people from that. Guys, cameraman Greg's going to be there. Dave's going to be there. Producer Zach's going to be there. It is going to be just a massive party. So if you guys are interested in going, just call that 1-855-GETAWAY. Tell them you're interested in going on the Provost Park Pass cruise. They'll give you all the details about that. And then yesterday, I met 2 families that were from Australia that came here, and they didn't know each other. But both of them came here and they went and saw the Angels play because they're like, we saw your videos where you talk about baseball, so we wanted to see what that was like. They went to the Angels, and Angels lost. And they told me, they're like, the Angels lost. And the one guy was decked out. He bought the Halo shirt, and he's like, I bought all this stuff. He's like, I'm gonna be rooting for the Angels forever. And I was like, that's really good. I wish it was the Padres, but hey, whatever, no. But he's like, yeah, they lost. And I'm like, yeah, the Angels do that a lot. So anyways, I love that they did that. All right, let's go here and continue on with doing one secret about each land. And when I said one secret about each land, I mean one secret about each attraction. Seriously though, come on the cruise with us. It's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna have the best time. I cannot wait for it. June 2025. All right, let's head into Pixar Pier and let's do this. Walking into Pixar Pier, you see they're doing a little bit of construction. By the way, that's called scaffolding. See that they have some scrim around it. First job I ever had, I was 14. I worked at a scaffolding yard. I had to lift it. It was so heavy, I could barely lift it up. Okay, let's go into Pixar Pier. I personally enjoy Disney California Adventure. I like it a lot. And some people are like, I love it. I like the feeling of it. I like being around it. I like the attractions. I actually really enjoy it here. Yeah, it's probably the park I want to go to the most just to relax. All right, so the first attraction we're talking about is the incredicoaster right here. It used to be called, what was it? Before that, it was just I can't remember the name of it now. But it's now rethemed for the Incredibles. It's called the incredicoaster. And starts off with a launch. 4, 3, 2, 1, go! 1, 2, 3, and it's gone. See that dash running on the side? Now see that tube along the side there on the big hill. There's a giant red tube. Of course, that tube was put there originally for sound abatement because people were yelling and they didn't want the sound carrying that way into the neighbors area. So they put that tube up, that kind of like tube around it to stop the sound from traveling out that way. Then when they rethemed it for the Incredicoaster, they just kind of made a tunnel out of it and put a tunnel there and another tunnel there just to make it for some thematic elements. But it serves a purpose. It's not just for fun, it's to stop the sound from traveling out. This attraction, the Incredicoaster, has one of the very best hidden Mickeys. When you go on the loop that goes upside down, when you go on the loop, you have to be looking straight down at the ground. So you're going through the loop, look up, well actually looking up, but you shouldn't be looking down. There is some pylons down below and some cement holders to hold the track. They've taken one of them and they put 2 circles by the little cement holder, and there's a Mickey right there on the ground. And the only way you can see it is when you're at the very top of the loop looking down on the ground. You can see that hidden Mickey. It is awesome. Super smooth ride. There is a loop on it. You do go upside down on this particular attraction. And there is, when you're upside down there, if you look down, you can see the hardest hidden Mickey to spot from the top of the loop. All right, so this next attraction here, this is Chessie's Critter Carousel. This is a fun one. So right there, you can see there's a goat chewing dynamite. That is a throwback or a nod to the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, where the goat chews dynamite. You know, when he goes on the attraction, when he's going up the second hill, and it's called the goat trick. It's the most famous goat in all of Disneyland, probably. But over here, he's chewing some dynamite just like he does in Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. All right, so the next attraction we're talking about is Toy Story Midway Mania. One of my personal favorites. I could probably ride this attraction over and over and over and never really get tired of it. It's such a good attraction. There is Mr. Potato Head, the boardwalk barker. Talks, can tell some songs and sings. Sometimes they actually interact with the crowd too.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah? Oh, yes, hi. Hello.
How come when he never eats dessert?
Why? I don't know.
Because he's been stuck for years.
Did you hear that? He's talking.
Thank you.
You in the way. He's like, I love it. I love it. He told a little joke. He's been stuffed for years. Very fun to interact with him. If you look right here, you can see there's a little hidden Mickey. You see Bullseye, Rex, and Jessie. The white circles around and makes the hidden Mickey. It's such a good attraction, I have to ride it. I thought this is one of the few attractions where I have not done a Secrets Revealed because I don't know how to do it. You have to have like a 3D over the camera. I need somebody to hold the camera while I'm shooting to show you the targets to get the highest score. It's an intensive process, so I've just never done it. Eventually, someday I will do it. I'll show you how to get the highest scores on the attraction. I don't get like the highest scores. I usually get like the highest score of the hour type of thing. But yeah, it's fun. And to get the highest scores, you really need a partner to help you unlock a lot of the secret things. So the problem is I need a partner, and I have to shoot, and I have to videotape it. I don't just know how to do it, but it's an amazing attraction. Let's go ride it. I'll show you my score. You can kind of see the hidden Mickey a little bit better here. It's the white circles. I need like a chest mount or something so you have to hold the camera because you need 2 hands to play the game. I don't know, we'll have to figure this out. But at some point we'll get it, and I'll be able to figure that out, and then be able to get it so it's not blurry, and I'll show you how to get all the high scores. If you have suggestions on how to do that, let me know. I'm all ears. Let's do this. Here we go, guys, let's do this. I'll show you my score at the end. Let's see how we did here. Not bad, not bad. 252. Oh, I was almost best for the hour. Just shy of it. Darn it. Just another 2,000 points or so I could have gotten there. I don't think I'll ever get tired of this game. I love it. But at the end, I'll tell you this, when I get done playing, my arm, I was like, it's like dead arm. You're like, ugh. It gets tired every time. But it's so fun. It's just so fun. I love it. My accuracy's not that great. I don't really care about accuracy. I just go, try to get as much as you can. 252. Whenever I write with somebody who's usually has a lower score, but their accuracy is usually higher than mine, that's what they usually say. They're like, oh yeah, well, my accuracy is higher. And that's what they always say to me. I always like, okay, that's awesome. I've only ever broken, yeah, for sure. So the highest score I've ever got, I've gotten over 300,000 one time. I have a friend who claims he's gotten over 400,000 multiple times. I tend to believe him. He doesn't seem to really lie for any reason, but I've only gotten over 300,000 one time. Man, my arm right now, dead arm. It's like, tired. All right, let's continue on with the secrets of each attraction. All right, we're walking down here. We're going to talk next about the Pixar Pal-A-Round. And then the emotional whirlwind down there. This is the Pixar Pal-A-Round. You can see it moving up or going around a circle. This is the most hated ride in all of Disneyland. If you go look at the reviews, on a scale from 1 to 10, it just goes, it doesn't even crack a 2. It's like a 1.7 review because people get so scared on it. What they don't notice is this is the non-swinging side and this is the swinging side. And a lot of people get on the swinging side not realizing that they're in for a thrill. I kind of bother to see that people give it a bad rating for scaring them. You see that, oh, they're swinging really good. Because that's what the ride's designed to do. It's there to have fun. It is a great attraction. One of my favorites. I love to take my friends on it who know nothing about it, and then they always freak out. The Pixar Pal-A-Round. It's had multiple names. First it was called the Sun Wheel, then it was the Mickey and Friends, and now it's Pixar Pal-A-Round. You'll notice that it's dug into the ground below the water level. The reason is that if it exceeds a certain height, you have to have a light on top of it for like airplanes and helicopters and whatnot. And they didn't want that light. They were worried that the light would ruin the aesthetic of it, so they dug it into the ground, making it so that way it's just shy of that height requirement for a light. All right, so the next attraction we're talking about is the Emotional Whirlwind. This ride actually existed here in Bugs Land. It was called Flix Flyers, and they repainted it and brought it back. Now, a lot of people don't realize this part right here is a clock, a little clock. That's a big hand, a little hand right there. There's a clock right there. And Emotional Whirlwind, I have to get a better angle, hang on. Sun's crazy, they get a better angle. But they ended up repainting it. And hi, how are you? Emotional Whirlwind. Yeah, anyways, they had to have it repainted because it's Flix Flyers, right? Where'd they get it repainted? France, a company in France repainted it. Now they didn't ship the whole thing. It's part of they need to be painted, got shipped there. I always wondered, I thought that was kind of weird. It seems like, can't they had somebody here do that? But apparently this company in France did all the paintings. When you ride the ride, there's 5 different emotions. This does not include the new movie with the new emotions. So you're gonna either get anger, fear, you're gonna get disgust, joy, or sadness. And they talk. And when the ride starts, you'll hear that voice talk about it, and it'll tell you kind of like when it's angry or fearful, it's like, buckle your seatbelts, guys, it's scary. And then sadness is like, oh. I think the one's going right now is sadness. But yeah, it's always fun. Or joy is like you're all happy about it. So yeah, you get the different voices on the attraction. I like that. I like the movie Emotional. I like Inside Out. I like that movie a lot. All right, next up here is the Silly Symphony Swings. This ride was first called the Orange Zinger and had a giant orange shell around it, but then they changed it and made it the Silly Symphony Swings. And what it is, it's supposed to be that there's a short that Mickey is a band leader, and then a hurricane comes and lifts everybody up and takes off. That's what this is about. Before Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway was open in Disney California Adventure, hold on, I'm just coming right over here. Before that attraction was open, this was the only ride or attraction that had Mickey Mouse on it, right at the top. You see him? Isn't that crazy? You think this was Mickey Mouse's only attraction before Minnie Mickey's Runaway Railway. And yeah, it's a really fun attraction. Spins around a little bit though, if you don't mind that. Another cool thing about this attraction though is underneath it. There is a lot of good areas. Just come down here and relax. Benches, mothers, you can come down here, relax, to be alone with your children. Really good area. See the benches here. There's a bench right there. It's usually not too crowded underneath it, and it's kind of quiet and it's got shade. So if you ever need a little place to get away from, it's a great area to come right underneath the silly Symphony swings. And you'll also notice that there's fans. They have fans, so when it gets really hot, they have little fans here to cool you down. All right, let's continue on. Next attraction we have over here is Jellyfish Jumpers. It's a little kid ride, but kind of give them a little bit of a thrill. Takes them up and drops them down. Fun. This is kind of a generic ride that was brought in what used to be Paradise Pier, and they just kind of, it's like a Jellyfish Jumper. Really not a theme of anything, maybe Little Mermaid, I suppose, but there is a hidden Mickey on it. Let me show that to you. We gotta wait for the, maybe I can't see it now, the jellyfish is down. Let's see if I can back up and see it. It's made with the bubbles. Right in the center of the screen, you see the two small circles and the big circle. Fun attraction, good thrill ride for little kids. Takes them up, goes down. Not a big drop, but it's funny because even some parents still get scared by doing that ride. But it's fun. This here is the Golden Zephyr. It's kind of like a Zeppelin that goes around in a circle. And it is very temperamental because of the wind. Now, when they built it, they wanted, the Imagineers didn't want extra supports holding it, struts holding it. So they just wanted just the main tower. So because of that, if there's too much wind, it can't run. But if the wind's not going, it will run. And the name Zephyr. When I first heard the word Zephyr, I always thought it meant like a Golden Zephyr. I thought it meant like a Zeppelin. No, the first known use of the word Zephyr was used by Shakespeare in the play, was it Tamburlaine? And a Zephyr means a gentle breeze. So when it says Golden Zephyr, it means a perfect breeze. Golden meaning perfect, which also always reminds me of, I don't know, for you younger kids, maybe like junior high age, you should read a book called The Outsiders. It's a book I read when I was in 7th grade. I loved it. But at the end of the book, they say, stay gold, pony boy. And stay gold means be good, be awesome. I always think of that when I think of the word Golden Zephyr. It's a perfect breeze. Yeah, a little Zephyr right there. It's closed because of wind. They could have had outside struts to make it, then it would never really have to close, but they didn't think it looked very good, so they didn't do that. All right, we're gonna continue right on down here. Next attraction we're talking about is the Little Mermaid attraction, the ride. It's in the little seashells, the clams that go through. And this attraction is a fun little attraction for kids. Goes through and tells the story of Little Mermaid, retelling of it. And if you'll notice that right up there, it used to be a fountain. The top of the trident would spray water. And that was at Disneyland, but they brought it over here. Hi, how are you guys? Now, this attraction has one of the coolest hidden, I don't know, you know what you call it. Anyways, I don't know if I finished talking about that, but that used to be a fountain in Disneyland, right in front, like Tomorrowland, that little area there. But they moved it over here. It's not a fountain anymore, it's just King Triton. Now, this is the coolest thing. There's a movie, Warner Brothers, not a Disney film. It's called The Incredible Mr. Limpet, and Dong Nuts falls in some water, turns into a fish. It's animated. Well, in this attraction, when you're going to Under the Sea dance number, behind you, as you're exiting out of the room, if you turn around and look behind your clamshell, you can see a fish with some glasses, and he's like looking at you. That is Don Knotts, this fish from The Incredible Mr. Limpet. They put it in there as like I think they enjoyed that attraction, that movie, even though it's not a Disney movie, they put it in there, and it's a Warner Brothers thing. It's inside the Disney movie, The Little Mermaid, which I think is so cool. You have to have very incredible, sharp eyes to see this. There's a 1964 Warner Brothers cartoon called The Incredible Mr. Lippet, and Don Knotts turns into a cartoon fish and swims underneath the sea. Well, in the Ariel under the sea scene, right when Ariel's dancing, if you look back over your shoulder on the right-hand side, look there, you'll see Mr. Lippet peeking over with glasses and all. I have some footage of that, so let me show you that there. There's Incredible Mr. Lippet. You have to try and turn and look behind you to see the fish. It's Don Knotts with glasses as a fish. Really cool to see. Another really cool feature about this, at the end of the attraction, when you're coming down, at the very end of the attraction, there is like a bookshelf, and right as you're exiting the attraction. And on that bookshelf, you can see like a profile of a person, and he's got a top hat. That person is Hans Christian Andersen, who is the original author of the Little Mermaid story. And so they put out that little profile picture there as you come out as a thank you for him for creating that story. Hans Christian Andersen, he wrote the original story of the Little Mermaid. And in that story, she makes a bargain and gets her feet so she can go and fall in love. But there's a price to pay. And the price is that when she's walking on land, it feels like she's walking on crushed glass the entire time. It's very painful. But she decides it's worth it for true love. Well, in the story, she goes there and she meets the prince, and the prince doesn't fall in love with her. And so for the rest of life, she has to walk around on painful, feel like she's walking on crushed glass. The moral of the story was you want to be happy with what you have. That's the real version. A lot of those fairy tales are very grim back in the day. Hans Christian Andersen, he wrote that. There is an homage to him though in this ride here on the Little Mermaid. I'll show it to you. Do you guys know where Ariel goes when she loses something? The Lost and Flounder department. All right, the ride's starting right there. There's a hidden Mickey. That's not what I'm here to show you. What I'm going to show you is the profile picture of Hans Christian Andersen, who wrote The Little Mermaid. All right, so this is the end of the ride right here, but you need to look at the left-hand side. Right here. And we're slowing down. There's Hans Christian Andersen. That's his profile, and right next to him, you see the Little Mermaid.
It was so good to see you. We hope you had a wonderful time. Step out to your left now. There you are. Hope you had a wonderful time. Now, please step out to your left. Goodbye. It was so good to see you. We hope you had a wonderful time.
All right, we're gonna come up here and see the Grizzly River Rapids. And this is a fantastic attraction during the summertime. Wintertime, it's little, you don't want to get wet, but during summertime you do. So the lines on this particular attraction fluctuate more than almost any other attraction here in Disney California Adventure. In summertime, you're about a 75-minute wait. If you're here in February, it's about a 5-minute wait. Now you're gonna come right here, you can see them going up, and you're gonna hear some squeaking. Do you hear that squeaking? Let's just wait until you hear that squeaking again. There it is. That squeaking is not a real, that wheel is not really actually squeaking. That is a fake sound. They pipe that sound in here to make it sound like the wheel's squeaking. It's a Peloton wheel. But if you ever stop by and this wheel is not working, and you'll still hear that sound of like this. Now this is called a Peloton wheel. You'll notice, I want you to look at the cups. There's a little divider in the center of the cup. Kind of hard to see because it's moving fast. Let's see if I can follow I'll do that again. See that little center line? Lester Peloton is the one that came up with the idea. He saw a cow stick its nose in some water and saw that little cleft between it. So before they had that little cup, that little divider cup, the water would come in and then shoot back and bounce back, and it made it difficult to get the wheels to spin. By putting that little cleft between it, the water actually goes out the side rather than back out forward. So when it shoots water in using this little hose here, it makes the wheels spin very fast. See that right there, spinning? If they didn't have that little divider thing in there, the water would push just backwards, making it so the wheel kind of goes back and forth like that. Lester Peloton invented that. All right, behind me we have the Red Creek Challenge. So it's kind of a lot of kids in here, so I don't like to film in here very much to show the kids. But I'll show you one cool thing that most people don't know. This is a great area for kids just to run around. But right when you first come in, you're gonna see this giant map. So on this map, there's some hidden Mickeys. Now I've been told, some people told me there's 3, but I don't know if that's true. I think there's really 2. So right here, there's a hidden Mickey. And then right here, the lily pad, there's also another hidden Mickey. And then somebody said that there's multiple hidden Mickeys, but I mean 3 of them. But I don't know. I've studied this map a lot. I've never really seen another hidden Mickey on it, but maybe I could have just missed it. I don't really know. But this is the entrance. This is like the little. Oh my gosh! There is 3. Look at that raccoon out there, just having a good time. Good grief! Now I wonder if there's even more. So there we go. I also like this. You see inside the cave, there's some eyes peeping out at you. Okay, so let's go check out another attraction here. Do a little more fun, crazy facts that you might not know about it. All right, we're walking over here to the Russian River Outfitters, and right past that, you've got the Grizzly River Rapids. Now, there is a hidden Mickey on this particular attraction. It's very difficult to see, and it really has to be at nighttime for you to see it. You're gonna go into a cave. It's on the ceiling of the cave. During the daytime, your eyes can't adjust fast enough in the dark to see it. But if you right at nighttime, you have a better chance of finding it. But it is very difficult and hard to find. But there is a hidden Mickey on the cave. Grizzly River Run, right there. If you look right at the sign, where it says a river run, there are 2 paddles there. You'll notice that both the paddles, the handles are broken off, kind of to let you know, hey, this is a crazy run that you might, your paddles might be, you might be up the river without a paddle. Now, this bear has a name, and a lot of people think it's Humphrey, but it's not. His name is actually Timber the bear. At the end of the ride, there are some geysers that randomly shoot water. During the winter months, they do turn those off, but during the summer months, they are going. You never know. It's random. You don't know if they're going to explode or not. And I always kind of hope that I get it, but sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. But if you do get it, boy, howdy, you are going to get super wet. So here comes we'll see if this raft gets it. I don't know. I don't see any bubbling, so usually it shoots really high. So nothing's happening. I think there's only one more attraction. I don't know if I've hit them all. If I've missed one, then you tell me. I didn't do the bread tour, the Boudin bread, but I don't know. Maybe I should. But let's go in here and take a look at. We've got, what is it? Soarin' around the world. Personally, for me, I like Soarin' over California better. It's my favorite version, but I like them all. They're really fun. Okay, so I'm gonna show you something here outside Soarin' Around the World. You guys know Smokey the Bear, only you can prevent forest fires. Well, the original spokesperson for that was actually Bambi. That's right, Bambi and Thumper. Walt Disney, they commissioned Walt Disney. They have this saying that about preventing forest fires. They didn't feel that was macho enough, so they ended up redoing it and created Smokey the Bear. But they have a homage to that right here as a poster. Right there, please mister, don't be careless. You've got Bambi, you got Thumper, Flower, and this was actually done by the U.S. Department of Agriculture and Forest Services right down here. And you can see right there is a State Forest Service, and it was done by a Walt Disney production. This was the original Only You Can Prevent Forest Fires, but then they ended up getting Smokey the Bear. But right here, outside, Soarin' Around the World. I do like Soarin' Around the World. I always smile. If you ever get on the edge and you go up the Eiffel Tower, it's always like, eh. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a very, very good attraction. I think we got it all, but I need to find a spot where I can talk to you guys for 1 second. Oh, if you like this video, you can hit the like button. Then you find a little table where I can talk to you. And then you hit the subscribe button if you're feeling particularly generous. By the way, you can do that for free. Anybody for free can still sign up for this. And as we have new videos come out, you will be notified. And you can watch them if you want to or not. All right. Okay, I'm sitting down here just for a brief moment because I want to talk to you. I want you to know, and I am talking to you. If you don't think I am, get that thought out of your mind. I want you to know how amazing you are. You are awesome. And I know right now that there's somebody watching this video and they just got some devastating news. Somebody's health is failing. Family member just maybe got diagnosed with something. I want you to know that you are awesome and you can handle what's coming your way. And sometimes it gets so bogged down by life that we just feel like we just can't even move forward, but you can. You make the world a better place. You make it better by being you. And I appreciate you. And I hope you hear that enough. You are unique, you are special, and you are amazing. All right, guys, let's just kind of get ready to wrap it up. I'm gonna walk out the end of down Buena Vista Street. Guys, it's a perfect, the sun's setting. It's really nice here. I like it. Feels good. It's not too hot. It was a little warm today, but right now it feels very nice. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate that. Now, at the end of this video, you're going to see a screen with some names on it. Those names are the Provost Park Pass Patreon. If you want to have your name on the end card, you can for as little as $3 a month. You just sign the little thing down that says Patreon. You can be a Provost Park Pass Patreon. Hi, how are you? You can sign up and become a supporter of Provost Park Pass Patreon. And just, hi guys, how are you? Yeah, you click the link down below to become a Provost Park Pass Patreon. And we're doing a limited time offer right now. Our patrons at the two highest levels, the Platinum and the Professor, if you want, Amanda, my sweet wife Amanda, will give you a phone call and chat with you and talk with you about pretty much almost anything you want to talk about. Vacation planning, the best tips for Disney, whatever you want to know. That's a bonus that we're doing for our patrons at the highest level. So you guys can have that. It's a lot of fun. You can hear her sweet voice on the phone. You guys are awesome. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. You guys know the drills right now. And if there's any other secrets you like about this park, or if I missed something, put it down in the comments down below and I can make another video and we'll cover those secrets as well. Also, if you're a cast member and watching this video, you are amazing and I appreciate the work that you do. You are awesome. You are what makes the magic here at Disney so fun. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Have a great night. Disney California Adventure. Da, 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 da. I like to call it DCA. DCA. And I realized as I was editing this video, I forgot to do Goofy's Flight School. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. You are the best. And to our Patreons, thank you so much. We couldn't do these videos without you. We really appreciate and love you guys. Thank you guys. Have a fantastic night.